Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone feeling? Okay, who went out to Night Summit last night? Night Summit, anybody? I had an early night. I was in bed by 9:30. Anyone else go out late? I've heard 3 a.m. from somebody. No, everyone's well behaved. There's a few people went out, obviously, because they're not here this morning. You got to be very careful to go too hard on day one, you know? Like, it's a long event, Web Summit. Welcome here to the pitch stage. This is where we are now at the quarterfinal stage of the best startups here at Web Summit. All of the 10 startups in this batch actually won their heat against 7 other startups. So you're really starting to see the best of the best. But you know what? Pitch competitions, they're a little bit like baby competitions, you know? I remember my brother-in-law, when he brought home his little baby girl, he's like, oh, wow, isn't she pretty? And I was like, oh, no, not, well, yeah, she's pretty, but she wasn't, right? She's 18 now and she's beautiful. But, you know, like, you don't know how these startups are going to turn up. I've seen great startups not win pitch competitions. I've seen startups win pitch competitions and haven't really go on to create anything great. So this sort of baby competition is a little bit tricky. But what we are looking for is a startup that can really communicate its message. And while I think kind of pitch competitions suck a little bit, you're forced to get up there and communicate what you do, you actually have to distill that message and communicate to customers. Customers aren't going to sit there for 40 minutes and listen to you pitch about them. You have to very clearly explain to them what you do and why you do it and how you're going to help them and how you're going to solve their problem. Now today we've got 3 esteemed judges. I'd like to welcome them. We've got Nicola McCafferty from Draper Esprit. Hey, Nicola. We've got Duarte Schmidt-Lino from PLMJ, and we've got Pakiza Abdul Rahman from the Economic Development Board of Bahrain. Please give them a welcome. Okay, the show does not stop here at Web Summit. So we have our first startup coming to pitch. It is Bouquet. Please welcome to the stage, Adrien. Good luck.
Hi, everybody. When we applied to pitch at Web Summit, we were hoping to have a couple of early adopters. We never imagined that we'd be working with 4 of the largest 100 corporations in the US. So what do? Imagine a Siri for data. Aristotle is an enterprise platform for voice-enabled analytics. When Salesforce and Apple announced a partnership around Siri last September, it signaled that voice was entering the mainstream enterprise. It was perfect timing for us. We launched Aristotle at Dreamforce and garnered 300 leads in 4 days. Our focus is analytics. Our tagline is "Talk data to me." Here's what it looks like.
Alexa just learned a new skill called Aristotle. Now you can ask Alexa questions about Salesforce data and get answers on the spot. It's as simple as that. Alexa, show me accounts that have an amount higher than 250K this quarter.
Amount greater than 250,000 by account name so far from October 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018.
With the Aristotle skill, you can simply convert any Alexa device into an enterprise data analyst and access your company's Salesforce data directly.
You can also reach Aristotle through messaging platforms like Slack and Skype. Aristotle handles conversations in context and learns from your questions. Aristotle replaces reports. Here's a report from my Salesforce app. I have to do all the work to find insights, and I can't even read the display. Yuck. Aristotle eliminates the time spent by sales operations building and maintaining those reports, giving them back 40% of their time. Aristotle also makes it 80% faster to get insights, forever changing the way people consume data in the enterprise. We're creating a new market called Business Intelligence Skills, or BI skills. BI skills voice activate any data source. It'll be a $5 billion market in 2022. BI skills are so natural, they make technology disappear. And we believe that's where the future should be, and so does Gartner. We can talk about the competition during the Q&A, but in short, we are the only ones to talk to data at scale. We focus our early market on the Salesforce ecosystem. We address a population of 200,000 chief revenue officers, sales managers, executives, with a pre-trained Aristotle available soon on the App Exchange. We've raised a $1.5 million round in June, a seed round. We're raising a $2 million post-seed right now, hoping to talk during the summit. Thank you very much.
Well done, Adrien. Right on time, too. I like people that pitch and stay on time, so that's pretty good. Judges, do we have some questions for Adrien? It should...
Hi, my question is about your financials. Could you give us an overview of how you monetize and where your growth plans are for the future?
Absolutely. So Aristotle is sold as a per seat, per skill basis with a volume-based pricing. It starts at $49 a month, and it goes down to $9.
Can you talk a little bit about the competitive environment, please?
Absolutely. So there are, no, I can't go back. So we see several types of categories of competitors. First of all, internal sales operations teams and analysts, people who actually answer questions from sales executives and managers. That's one. Two, we see traditional business intelligence tools, such as Tableau, who are building chatbots on top of their reports, but you still have to build reports. And three, finally, you see people like ThoughtSpot, who are doing search-based analytics. The problem is you have to move your data inside of ThoughtSpot, and it's search. So it's not mobile, it's not conversational, it's not voice.
And can you describe the team you have working on this enterprise?
Sure. So we have a team of 20 people right now. Mostly 15 of them are engineers. Our CTO was a CTO of an IoT company called Withings, specialized in machine learning and identifying patterns inside of data. So I myself personally come from analytics. I spent 15 years both working in an analytics company, automating machine learning for telecom operators, and then started my own consulting company powered by technology and analytics, working for companies like eBay. And my co-founder has been a product manager for 20 years in companies like Nokia Networks, Intralot, Online Gaming.
And coming back to financials, what's the business plan? When do you, how are you doing? When do you expect to break even, and how much money do you need more?
Yeah, so our run rate right now for the year, we're going to make about $650,000. Our goal with this post-seed round is to reach $250,000 of monthly recurring revenue by Q3 of 2019. We're ramping up on the Salesforce ecosystem with an app that's available by the end of the year on this ecosystem targeting 200,000 users on this. Beyond that, we're expanding into other ecosystems, HubSpot, Marketo, ServiceNow, Workday, and that's how we're going to grow to Series B after that.
Okay, great job, Adrien. Please give him a hand.
Thank you.
Well done. Really cool. And it is really tough getting up here and pitching. And I just made the point that a number of people are going to get up in this session and they're going to be pitching in a language that's not their first. Like, you know, I think I can order a bottle of wine in Spanish, but I don't think I could pitch my company. So it really is amazing what they do. Next up, please welcome Nazare and Sandra from Allahyar.
Hi, I'm Sandra. This is my brother, Naz.
Hello. In my previous jobs, I had to manage 35 documents in 6 languages. As you can guess, updating and working with all of these docs is extremely hard and takes months to accomplish the job.
Every international company has a wide variety of content that they have to keep aligned in different languages. Policies, product descriptions, contracts, marketing materials, manuals, and many more.
So the amount of online content is increasing. Next 3 years, it will be 5x. But the problem is that we still manage languages manually.
While searching for the solution to this problem, we got inspired by these two gentlemen, James Watson and Francis Crick, who were the first ones to demonstrate the DNA structure.
So what we discovered is that by creating a DNA to every language, plus a live versioning of the DNA, will enable us to do changes for 100 languages as it will be one. How credible is this?
Allahyar detects even a one-character change in a specific paragraph and applies changes into the same paragraphs into all other languages. Currently, companies spend around $50 billion on translations. Getting translations done takes on average around 50 clicks. Achieving the same result with just one click is now made possible.
So how Liner works? Just think of Dropbox. You add, you edit, and you share your content. Plus, you have opportunity to order translations and proofreading on the spot. That's Liner.
In cooperation with Y Combinator company Upgraded, we made a case study and proved that updating your multilingual content with a liner is 7 times faster than any alternative. Next slide.
Yep. No, next slide.
Yeah, it would be great to see next slide here.
Oh, one moment. Tech team is on it.
You can do it manually. So about our revenue model, we earn revenue from fixed platform fees and commissions on the translations. So it means that our pricing model is really flexible, and it fits the needs of individuals, startups, and enterprises. We target both the companies that have multilingual content and the translations agencies. So it makes our customer acquisition costs pretty low. Next slide.
So just by looking at this slide, you understand what does it take to be a global successful company. How much is from the language side?
We made this photo on the day when we launched the Allahyar DNA. Today we're a team of 6 people, and on the behalf of our team, I'd like to invite you, everyone, to visit Alahyar.io. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Judges, do we have some questions?
Sure. You talked about both addressing the sort of SME and the enterprise market. Again, as a small team, that can be sort of challenging. Maybe you could talk about who your key focus customer is and how you are going about building the sales organization and building your pipeline across the key segments.
Yeah, even here at Web Summit, we realized that companies we were exhibiting yesterday, large companies, HP, L'Oreal, KFC, they're coming to ask for the solution right now, so we're still a small team. But we understand that the right strategy, go-to-market, should be similar to what Dropbox, MailChimp, Slack are doing. So they have like freemium version to enable everyone to benefit from their solution, and they are focusing on the sales to enterprises. So basically everyone, all of the startups can start already using Allahyar right now and pay as they grow.
Can you speak a bit about your financials currently? How much money have you raised? How much money do you need? When do you expect to? I mean, what's the business plan?
Yeah. Every single team member in Allahyar comes from a leading position in different startups. So we actually have been investing our own equity into the company. And we all believe in the mission and in the purpose of what we do. So we haven't raised yet. We're currently finalizing the seed round. So we'll raise around $500,000. Most of the cash will go to scale faster, step on gas for sales, and increase the team, at least double the team. Something else to be added here.
Maybe you can talk about some of the live customers and from a revenue perspective, where you are thus far.
Yeah, we have private beta, around 25 companies that work with Allahyar almost daily, who are providing us valuable feedback. So we also made a case study with Apple in Sweden, because we realized that even Apple and other large corporations have still small teams locally who manage their content. So we're having even case studies with research centers, with linguistic scientists and universities and large enterprises as well.
And what about competition? Is anyone offering a product that can challenge you? Or?
It's a great question, because there are so many different localization and translation management apps that we have been using at our previous jobs, but these tackle only a little like a little amount of the problems that companies have when they have to manage the content. So we're actually, we realize that current multilingual content space is a bit like search before Google. There is nothing that is centralized, that is clear and simple to use. So we're about simplicity. We have taken the alignment and versioning technologies and rebuild them for end users to just use it in a simple and easy way.
Okay, well done, guys. Please put your hands together for Elena. Good to see a few more people in here now. Obviously, they were the people that did go out to Night Summit. I'm actually staying in Palo Alto in like an Airbnb, and I think if you were to find the noisiest bar in that area and then look up, that's where my apartment is. And you know what? It wasn't too loud last night. It was all right. Saturday night was pretty loud. It was quite a mess out there in the morning, but good to see some of the people that went out last night turning up. Okay, next up we have Ehsan from Rootify. Please put your hands together.
Dear audience, honorable judges, who in this room would like to speak more than 4 languages? Please raise your hand. Well, then I only have one word for you. Attention. Atención. Attenzione. Attenção. 4 languages that each and every one of us in this room is able to comprehend, maybe without having prior knowledge. And that's exactly what we're doing at Rootify, connecting cultures by going back to the roots. Please allow me to quickly introduce myself. Within my MBA studies in Beijing, I was allowed to learn Mandarin as my 10th language. And I promise you that each one of you in this room can do this too. What you will need is a unique methodology that we're bringing in with Rootify. So the market, it's undeniably true that until 2021, there is expected growth of $12.85 billion. On the other side of this gold medal, we have 3 main streams of competitors that we've currently find in the app stores. These can be classified in gamification, socialization, and spaced repetition. The latter one meaning that you will be reminded of the vocabulary when you will most likely have forgotten it. And there is where we position ourselves as the all-in-one solution that I as a learner have always been searching for, and I think we all deserve. So let's have a look at what has been referred to as the Tinder of language learning. Because not only do you swipe your way through effortlessly through the vocabulary you actually need, but also through tandem partners and interesting topics that you really want to learn. So during the revenue model, how are we planning to monetize? The basic concept in this market will be the freemium subscription for the consumers, but on the midterm, we're planning to cooperate with businesses and already have some businesses who work with us, which will be presented by the end of this presentation. On the very long run, we're planning to institutionalize, becoming an intermediate like Cambridge that will be the crossing border between people learning new languages and the workplace where these skills are required. So the main marketing channel that we are using is influencer marketing, sharing the stories of people who used to be frustrated learners like me on their way to polyglottism. And as you can see, we are a really young startup, merely existing for 6 months, but within these 6 months, we have already won internationally renowned awards, and we had a really tough time to prepare for the Web Summit, but we'll make it for tomorrow for the final pitch to launch our beta. So the brain behind the algorithm is my co-founder, Tim Balt, who has developed and is like my technological complement, me bringing in the business expertise and a high affinity for language learning. So these are some of the awards we've won, the international awards. These are our current supporters, having major German bank, Volksbank on our side, and also corporate partners like BMW, Mini, and many more. So if you share our vision, then let's go back to the roots. Let's Rootify. Thank you.
Great job. Another one on time. Very well done. You must have been practicing. Judges, do we have some questions for Ehsan?
Thanks, Ehsan.
Thank you.
There's been a number of sort of language learning apps and companies, as you sort of referenced, sort of over the last while. And one of the challenges that a lot of these companies have is sort of stickiness and keeping users engaged, particularly in the consumer market. So how are you thinking about that, and how are you going to sort of tackle that and ensure that you spend money to acquire a subscriber, they stay with the product, they continue through the sort of language learning journey?
Thank you for your question. Of course, what is really important and key is the motivation, and each motivation is individual and different. But what we think is really our USP compared to all the others is that with us, you will become aware of the prior knowledge you haven't been aware of. So basically, if you start with Bubble or any of the other competitors, you have a basic assumption, are you beginner or middle level? You have the same thing with us, but throughout the language family. So you will ask your Portuguese skills, for example, your Spanish skills, and based on that, you will see, wow, you know the European framework from A1 to C2. With us, you mainly start at A2, B1 level already. So this high efficiency and becoming aware of, oh, I already know more than I thought, is something that keeps the people triggered and motivated. Yeah.
But how does that work when you have completely different languages? Is this connection that big? I mean, if, for instance, if I want to learn Mandarin, is there a connection where's the level that, I mean, the medium level of people start, so that motivation is really effective and generic?
Exactly. That's the reason why I chose Mandarin as my 10th language and not, let's say, Romanian, because I wanted to challenge this concept. And basically what we found out is, first of all, we didn't reinvent the wheel. This concept in philology existed way before we discovered it, but there is no practical implementation. And what is the case is that even languages like Mandarin, where you have no alphabet, where it seems to be a different world, if you go behind this superficial difference, basically you find out the same grammatical structures, same tense using. So even those similarly different and distinct languages have this advantage in efficiency. And for example, my mother tongue is Persian. So Persian is an Indo-Germanic language, and we're based in Frankfurt. So if I tell my German friends or people who are trying the concept and they see, wow, they're both Indo-Germanic languages, so seemingly so distant. And so the concept still worked offline as well. Yes. Any more questions?
You had a slide about the team. You said you started 6 months ago. Is it only two of you? Who else is? How many people are involved?
Of course not. Like, we had a high workload, but we couldn't stand this only two-person. This was the slide with the founders. So me and my co-founder. Basically, we're a group of 7, like the 7 people working full-time. The rest of us is like consulting. We're in the social impact lab, so we have companies and consultants on the way through who had already successfully launched these kind of apps in this sector. But really full-time, it's 7 people working on it. Yeah.
Okay, great job, Ehsan. Please put your hands together. Well done. Good job. Okay, next up we have Dilendra from Alavi. Please welcome him to stage.
Hi, everyone. I co-founded a digital agency that uses data science to help companies improve their pay-per-click marketing campaigns. While many of our clients were large enterprises like Google, KPMG, and Natixis, we were increasingly being approached by small and medium enterprises who all faced the same problem. They were no longer getting the growth they wanted from their PPC campaigns. PPC marketing had become fiercely competitive and increasingly complex. But these SMEs knew the solution was data science. It is humanly impossible to gain insights from the huge volumes of data generated by PPC marketing. And unfortunately, building an in-house data science team is really expensive, and even outsourcing to an agency like ours was far too costly. But because we are a small business too, we really wanted to help. And we gave ourselves a challenge: make data science affordable to SMEs. To solve this problem, we turned to automation. And using our extensive experience in marketing analytics, we built Alavi, the world's first autonomous data scientist. Alavi has 4 essential features: optimize to reduce cost, expand to reach new audiences, engage better with leads, and retain existing customers longer. We also made it super simple so that marketers of all levels could use it effectively. We launched Alavi in September of this year, and within just 30 days, companies were already reporting a return to growth. With over 1 million potential customers, we launched in Asia and plan to expand to Europe and North America. We hope to sign up 500 customers in the next 2 years and close to 10,000 in the next 5. So there are 2 reasons why Alavi will win. The first is the team that has known each other and worked together for over 10 years and has the unique combination of domain expertise, design skills, and business acumen needed to build a successful SaaS company. The second reason is our data models that have been optimized over thousands of campaigns and will only get better with each new additional customer. As for the future of Alavi, we want to make it stronger and easier to use by connecting to multiple marketing, analytics, and CRM platforms. SMEs are the lifeblood of any economy, and we built Alavi, the world's first autonomous data scientist, to help them, because we don't want SMEs left out of the data science revolution. Thank you.
Great job, Dilendra. On time as well. We like on time. It's really good. I don't get in trouble from the Web Summit people for running over. Judges, do we have some questions for Dilendra?
Hi, how are you? I'm interested to know more about the companies that you signed up with.
Sure. So these are e-commerce companies, retail brands, clothing brands, software, one of the biggest VPN companies in the world.
Were they paying customers?
Yeah, so we have 7 paying customers at the moment. We are signing up more, onboarding more, so therefore we'll have by November, end of November, we should have 10 to 12 paying customers. And the way things have been going with Web Summit and the stall, hopefully by end of December 20.
Are you offering services or doing any consulting work with these customers as well, or is this pure product?
So it's pure product, but some customers want some consulting on top. And we are a 6-year-old agency, so consulting brings some cash in. So until we do raise a large round, we thought we'll just take some other consulting work that comes along. But really, we are like 90% of the resources are in now the product.
And the product's it's not a separate company, it sits within the agency?
No, it's within the agency, yes. Now, but all the, so it's all our skills that we used over the last 6 years to help large enterprises that we have used to productize and start with the target the small businesses. And we've been helping about a few small businesses before, maybe about 5 small businesses before.
And the consulting requests you're getting from the existing users of the product, what is it that they require you to do that they're sort of struggling to do themselves?
So it's just a slight confidence builder. They're like, okay, we want to use the product, then the product gives certain actions, so they have to create the campaigns. So they're like, once in 2 weeks, we get on a call with them for about half an hour to an hour. We believe that will go on for about a month, and then they'll be comfortable to just do it themselves. So, and since this is early stage, we also, first 25, 30 customers, we are probably going to do that so that they get some comfort level product. But of course, that's not scalable. So we need to build, great videos, great content, etc., so that they can just get it themselves.
Time for one more quick question. We're all good? Okay, please thank Dilendra from Alavi. Great job. Well done. Okay, up next now we have Fouad from Slidr. Please put your hands together and welcome him to stage. Good luck.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by safely guessing that most of you would like to get the latest tech or lifestyle product at prices lower than retail the minute they hit the shelf. Unfortunately, this is wishful thinking. Well, not anymore. Welcome to Slidr. It's about to change the way you look at online shopping. So basically, Slidr is a dynamic price modeling technology that enables retailers to do a price disruption, letting their customers purchase products lower than market price the minute they hit the shelf, when they, at the same time, do additional profit margin and sales volume. Let me put that in a more easy visual perspective. So you go to the e-commerce platform, you choose the product, you see the retail market price, and you see our Slidr. Underneath it is the price at which we're willing to sell you that product at. And we give you 2 guarantees. The price you're going to get is definitely lower than the retail market price. And the second guarantee, if you like the price, you can buy it on the spot. You just click checkout and you move on. That's it, very simple. So how do we do that? We use crowdfunding with an algorithm that we built through the last 2 years. This price modeling algorithm will decide what's the price drop for every slide every user makes every single time, and it's unique. We've been operational in the UK for the last 12 months. We did $800,000 in revenue. We have 50,000 registered users, 2,000 customers with a repeat customer rate of 1.75 and an average basket raise of $240. We're a team of 12 today. I have 23 years of experience in marketing, management, and tech. This is my third startup. My co-founder, Marwan, has 12 years of experience in finance and fintech and research. And Dr. Araman, our partner, he's an INSEAD and NYU professor. He specialized on consumer price modeling and dynamic pricing. We are also surrounded by a great team of UI, UX, by partners and developers, growth hackers, creative copywriters, and our core team of operation managers and project coordinators. Moving forward in Q1 2019, what we'll do mainly is integrate our technology in third-party e-commerce platforms. So once we prove the model for the last 12 years, what we're going to do next, enable any e-commerce website to use the Slidr technology. Our margins come from twofold. One from the growth, from the wholesale discount that we get from the brand owners, and the second from the sites themselves. Moving forward from the B2B technology integration, we're going to do profit sharing. We have been doing 2 incubators in the UK. We have been featured in Yahoo Finance, Tech Trends, Euromoney, and several other medias. We have been rated by more than 25% of our customer base with a rating of 9.7 on Trustpilot. We already raised 2 million in the last 2 years, and we're on the road to raise 3 million as Series A to grow the team, embed our technology in third-party platforms. Thank you very much.
Great job, Fouad.
Thank you.
Wow, some impressive numbers there. They look good. Looks good. Judges, do we have some questions?
Sure. Can I just clarify? Right now, you operate your own B2C e-com website.
True. That's to prove the business model. We've been doing that for the last 12 months.
And then sort of roll forward strategy, I mean, 3-5 years, is this a B2C business or a B2B business?
No, basically it's a pure tech play, so it's a B2B2C.
B2B.
Yeah, so it's a B2B on our end.
Okay, so the 800K in revenue, that's in sort of gross sales?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
That's in gross sales.
So from a B2B perspective, who are you currently talking to, and what's the kind of go-to-market then to get the technology live with large-scale retailers?
Yeah, so basically we're talking to major e-commerce websites in the GCC and a major e-commerce website in the UK. So to date, we have 3 onboarded customers in the B2B, and we don't need more than 10 in 2019 because we need time for the algorithm to adapt for the trends that are going on with the B2B. So the whole aim is to onboard 10 e-commerce platforms in 2019 because of the dynamic algorithm that needs to learn to give better rates over time.
So the e-com sector has kind of played with dynamic pricing for a while, using auction models and sort of traditional retailers taking in auction models. I mean, but it hasn't become a core way in which a lot of consumers behave and engage with retailers. How do you think that's changing?
So basically, the big difference between us and the bidding website or auctioning website is the fact that you are the own decision maker if you want to purchase the product or not. Think of us as already a system that is in place that is price discrimination for travel agents or travel agencies or the airlines. It's every time you open your laptop to book a ticket, it's a different price for you than the neighbor sitting just beside you. And this is the whole concept behind also what we're doing. So it's a little bit different of the usual bidding or auctioning website that we used to have in the past.
The products that you have on your website, will it be limited to electronics? And the next question would be, what additional value-added services are you willing to provide your consumers in the future?
So basically, we're launching in Q1 2019 other verticals. So like insurance premium, hotel packages. So anything you can think of, the algorithm is adapted to fit and play with. Now, the additional value that we're giving to our customers is more to our brand owners on that side because we're giving them data back. So think of it, if you're a brand owner, we can tell you what's the sweet spot for your customers at which they can purchase. So don't do a 40% discount on your sales, do a 12% discount, for example. And on the other side, you can benchmark with other brands as well. Thank you very much.
For Slidr, well done. Okay, next up we have Natalia from SnapCall. Welcome. Good luck. Cool t-shirt, I like it.
Good morning, guys. My name is Natalia, and I have a question for you today. What's the worst phone call you can make in your life? Calling a business, right? You have to go through voice menus, you have to spend time listening to a classical background music, and you just need lots of patience. Just think about your options when trying to communicate with a business today. You have long emails, chatbots, you can ask for a call back and sit and wait for ages, and also you can send some pigeons. Luckily, that's part of the past, and today I'm going to present you guys the SnapCall button. This is how it works. Imagine the Web Summit had a call button, a SnapCall button in their website. And me, Natalia, I'm interested in buying a ticket for the Web Summit, but I'm not quite sure which one to choose, so I really need to talk to someone. I see this call button, and I just click here once. I don't need to install anything or type any phone number or open any other tab. And immediately, I get connected to a salesperson from the Web Summit. Easy, right? On the other side of the line, the sales agent from the Web Summit receives a call with all of this context. He can know that I'm in the page ticket, that I'm interested in the exhibition floor, that it costs 900 euros, and if I was logged in as a user, he could see all my user details. All of this information gets saved and recorded in the agent dashboard, and me, Natalia, at the end of the call, I get to rate it. Pretty simple, right? It sounds like a very simple solution, but it's not a solution that is light to develop. Voice is a very challenging space, and today we're in a mission to make all of this digital much more human. For this, we are the only company in the market that offers a live call solution with context. And on top of that, we do not rely on any third-party provider, which allows us to control effectively the quality of the calls and also deliver a highly customizable and a scalable solution. Guys, our plans, we have a 5-minute setup. It's super easy. Our plans range from free to paid. And just some numbers here, fun numbers. So far, we have enabled 200,000 calls, all digital, all with context. We serve large traffic websites and also smaller ones. And we have increased the conversions up to 30%. And just out of the blue, we created for them a new acquisition channel. That's not bad, right? Our team, we're passionate, we're driven, and we also have a strong technical background in the voice industry. We're located at Station F, the largest, coolest startup campus in the world in Paris. We're incubated by Zendesk, and recently good news is that we secured a 1 million euro funding. I have a last question for you guys. Think again. What's the best call you can make today? Calling a loved one, and also likely today, calling some businesses thanks to SnapCall. Thank you so much.
Well done, Natalia. Good job. Yeah. Station F in Paris. It's a cool place. Great startups in there.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. Judges, do we have some questions for Natalia?
Could you take us back to the slide that you had, the setup and the price points?
Sure.
Okay, so these are the packages that you'll sell to businesses that will come and use your. And which one do you feel? Which one has been the most prominent offer that people have been uptaking?
So initially, our market penetration was thanks to the networking of our founders, because they have been in this business for more than 15 years with traditional PBX company, phone systems, Avaya, all those companies that are very traditional. So we've been selling them this custom solution, but that starts in 1,000 euros, but we provide more features that are advanced. For example, a co-browsing experience. So we can offer them 2,000 to 3,000 euros per month. That's our biggest clients right now, and that's how the gross our revenue comes up to date. That is 30,000 euros per month. Lately, we are trying to get the mid-sized customers, which is, it has been easily because we are incubated by Zendesk. So we have access to their customer base, and they're one of the biggest companies in support ticket systems, cloud. So we are right now more here, trying to push the mid-size and smaller businesses to just have like a more scalable solution.
And how are you managing, how are you doing on avoiding churn and maintaining clients that have subscribed for one of those packages?
Yeah, so our first objective when we get one client is to work really closely to them and to offer the best customer experience. That means that the call doesn't drop, and that's our first priority. So for that, we have been enabled to offer up to 90% efficiency in that part. So clients are really happy with the service, and it's a new customer experience. So it's something that they're not used to have, and the clients love it because they can click in the website and not type a phone number.
Can you talk a little bit about competition, please?
Yeah, sure. So our main competition is a phone number, and that means basically changing the way people do calls. We can see traditional voice companies as competitors, but lately we are treating them as partners because we can connect to them. So we can connect to a PBX system, and we can also connect to a cloud company that offers also phone system solutions. So we are trying to work with them as partners, but our main competitor is a phone number.
Okay, great job, Natalia. Please put your hands together.
Thank
Good
you
job.
so much.
Really well done. Rocking the Van shoes as well. I love those shoes. This is my third web summit here in Lisbon, but I don't know, I was here yesterday. All I could see was everyone wearing the coolest shoes. There was a guy pitching yesterday, and I didn't even know what the startup did, but I was like, man, they are the coolest shoes I've seen. So, like, well done. There's some really cool shoes out there. Okay, next up, we have Michael from REITIUM.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, judges, for taking the time. Very excited to present to you REITIUM. REITIUM is a global real estate crowdfunding website and security token exchange that allows anyone to invest in real estate for as little as $100. I'm the CPO and co-founder, and here I'm going to tell you about our journey. So let's talk about the market. Real estate is the largest asset class in the world, but it's also the most illiquid. Every year, only 1.5 trillion trades, and that's less than 0.5% of the $280 trillion. That's because everybody wants to own it, but not everyone can afford it. So here's the problem. Real estate investing is hard. Large capital requirements exclude billions of people in the world's population. Property owners find it difficult to find investors for their projects, and investors find it difficult to find vetted properties they can invest in. Crowdfunding is a great start, but also has very poor liquidity. Everyone has to sell at the same time. So here's our solution. REITIUM, a global real estate crowdfunding website that allows anybody to invest in real estate for as little as $100 and exit when they want. And what's great, you can do it in under a minute. So here's how it works. Step 1, you register and scan your identity card to validate your identity. Step 2, you load your bank card or credit card or crypto wallet. Step 3, you then look at our global marketplace of vetted properties and invest with one click. Step 4, earn monthly dividends and watch your properties appreciate in the palm of your hand wherever you are in the world. Step 5, liquidate your investment at any time without having to rely on consensus from the other investors. So here's our competitive advantage, $100. This unlocks the real estate market for billions of people previously excluded. 2, 24/7 liquidity through our exchange. 3, we have low fees. 4, it's a global marketplace. 5, the properties are all vetted. 6, we work with IBM blockchain and use smart contracts to manage all of the ledgers of investors, properties, and all the titles relating to it. So when we look at our revenue model, there are many of them, but our main top line is 1.5% on every trade, buy and sell. It's not just about money. We believe our social impact and financial inclusion, we're changing the face of who gets to be a real estate investor by tapping into the $1 trillion in savings by millennials, people in the developing world, and seniors, and we're very proud of this mission. To date, and since being in Europe, we now have $830 million worth of assets that are going to be listed on our platform in the first quarter of next year. And what this means is we have an estimated revenue of $24 million for the platform. Let's talk about this amazing team. We've built a team with both real estate and industry experience. Our CEO and co-founder, Thomas Park, has sold over $500 million worth of real estate and has been in the industry for 14 years. Our industry advisor, Thomas Tiedemann, works for Blackstone Private Equity. They have a $400 billion fund, and he personally rewrote their global REIT strategy. Our CTO was in the Ethereum founding team, Andrew Gillette, and he worked at Accenture on their blockchain team. We have a great vision. We believe that real estate is for everyone. We envision a world where anyone with an internet connection can grow their wealth through real estate. We're here to ask for $3 million to fund our project. Please come talk to us at our booth. Thank you.
Great job. Great job, Michael. You didn't go out last night, did you?
No, I didn't.
You practiced that pitch. That was good. Judges, have we got some questions for Michael?
You talked about the number of assets or the volume of assets, value of assets that you have on the supply side. Can you talk through that a little bit, how you're aggregating supply, where this is coming from, and the profile of the typical property owner that's listing the supply with you?
Definitely. That's a great question. So we're really focusing on properties in North America. We have deep understanding of the jurisdiction, legal, compliance, so Canada, United States. And the profile is actually very high profile. So we're working with hotels, we're working with family offices, we're working with REITs. So these are vetted institutional players who want to liquidate their assets. And then we also have individual buildings and single family condos. Our big vision is to really vet every single property. Not only is it a good property from the bones, but it's also a good potential investment. We then also have properties coming from Thailand, Singapore, and now in Europe, we've been contacted by the Netherlands, London, Paris, as well as properties in Malta.
And as a potential investor, how does the legal ownership work of the property ultimately?
Yeah, definitely. So what happens is we actually spin up a limited partnership corporation. We have trust companies that then hold the title in trust. We digitize the share table of that company, and what you buy in is you buy into the shares of a company whose only asset is the property, and then the rental income flows through to the investors, and then we manage that with an independent property manager to actually take in the money.
And what's the information that the investors have access to? And how regularly is it updated?
Yeah, so that's actually great. So on two sides, on the funding side, the information that you get is an independent appraisal will happen, and that is listed on the blockchain and open to them. They're able to view the title digitally at any time. They're then able to view any of the details of the previous property management. Once the property is actually funded, we have a property management portal where monthly reporting on all the revenue, on any of the insurance claims, any of the new things that are bought through the property. So we have 100% visibility, and like this is really what we pride ourselves. And we handle that in one system. The shared ledger is what our property owners are very, very excited about, because we actually reduce the cost of operating an investment property by 90%.
How much has been invested in the company to date, and by whom?
So right now, we've actually very proudly have only taken in $600,000 from friends and family. This has powered us till today. And so now we're going forward to do the seed round, and we're looking at specifically strategic investors.
Okay, great job, Michael. Awesome. Cool shoes as well. I'm going to invite you to my little side event next year called Shoe Summit. Very cool shoes. 600,000 from friends and family. I'm going to come out and have a barbecue at your place. That sounds pretty good. Okay, next up we have Tristan from CodeControl. Please welcome him to stage. And he's bringing a chair.
Hello. So, who of you is currently looking for developers? Congratulations, you're not alone. Currently, 67% of European companies have open IT positions and are desperately looking for developers. But have you ever thought about changing your perspective? Have you ever thought about changing your approach? Have you ever thought about embracing future of work as a new solution for your old problems? We see a clear trend. Today, more and more top digital resources don't want to be employed anymore. They want to work as freelancers. They want to pick and choose their projects. They want to work remotely. They want to work on exciting projects. They want to embrace future of work. And this is something what CodeControl offers. But future of work does not come easy. Today, a typical freelancer spends 30 to 40% of his time on things he does not like. Sales, contracts, running behind invoices and bills, legal stuff, and so on and so on. So CodeControl is offering value for both sides. For our clients, we give the opportunity to staff any digital project within 2 to 5 business days. And for our freelancers and for our talents, we basically take all the pain away from them by handling all the painful stuff they don't want to do so they can focus only on the things they like, working on cool digital projects. We have compiled a community of more than 400 vetted freelance developers. We take only the top 3 to 5% into our community, and they have worked for great companies like Google, Facebook, and others. The basis for our business is our customized platform for automated and efficient processes. We have automated almost every process from invoicing, talent matching, digital contracts, the entire HR process, the entire sales process, which is based on Force.com, integrating with many state-of-the-art technology software solutions as well. By this, we were able to scale. We started in 2016 with our MVP, where we tried out what kind of service do our clients need, what kind of service do freelancers need. And by that, we had a revenue of around 670,000. In 2017, we focused and invested heavily on structure and systems. We streamlined our processes, we automized the process, we developed developer tools, we automized marketing and sales, and we were able to secure 1.4 million of revenue. And with the same team of only 5 core business members, we were able to scale this year our revenue to 4.5 expected revenue and triple the revenue based on our platform. We have customers in the startup space like MyMuesli, Go Euro, and Eurobird, but more and more corporate clients like Siemens, Ergo, Universal, and Lufthansa are coming to us to help them on their digital projects. We see that future of work business models are disrupting the global tech market, attacking classical tech consultants and agencies, attacking temp workforces and classical marketplaces by just offering greater service quality and with a tech-enabled, flexible workforce. Thank you very much.
Great job. Well done, Tristan. Okay, judges, do we have any questions?
By the way, I'm Goran.
Huh? Goran?
Yeah. I told Dan, but
I just go by I go by the sheet. That's all I got.
But
hey, Tristan. Hey, Goran.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Got any questions for Goran?
Thank you.
I'd like to ask about your freelancers. You said that you work with the top 3 to 5%. How do you select those?
We have a 4-step process because for us it's really important that we only get the best people. We want really highly qualified people. This distinguishes us from a typical marketplace where you don't really know what kind of quality you get. As we are also the contractual partner for our customers, we guarantee for the quality. So we have a 4-step process where we basically check every of the freelancers from interviewing them, doing a codility test, live coding sessions with people from our community just to get the best people in.
What happens when the company that signed up for a digital project does not like the quality? What happens then?
We exchange them. We exchange
for no extra fees.
Yeah, correct.
You mentioned the platform, you showed the platform. I mean, you provide that platform into the enterprise or to the business to manage freelancers, or you provide it to the freelancer?
No, this is currently our platform. Obviously, this is at one point, this is our platform we use internally in order to do our processes. But obviously, we are in talks and got approached by first corporates who see that they need to change how they manage their workforce as well, and might even consider taking our platform. Our platform is built like this, and this is really our product, that we can easily switch the platform into different verticals, but also provide this potentially to corporates as an enterprise solution. But that's not the main strategy.
So just understanding the revenue, your pricing model, is it a percentage of the fee or?
So basically, it's free for freelancers, and we take a markup on the price the freelancers offers us, which is on average 25%. That's our gross margin, basically, we work with, and that's the revenue we get from our customers, yes.
So the 4.5, say, in 2018, is that your 25%, or is that the net number?
No, it's the gross number.
That's the gross.
That's the gross number, and of this we take 25%.
Your take is 25%.
On average. On average. Some projects we are higher, and some we are lower, and things like that, but on average we are at 25%.
Well, your customers, what they contract with you is some hours of coding, not results, not
no, we have
not products.
So it's time and material always. If this is your question, we have 2 models basically. One model is pure body leasing. So companies who say, I need one iOS developer desperately in my iOS team. Or we have customers who say, we have this idea and we need our entire project, and please provide us with design, product management, and development, where we staff the entire team. And everything in between. Because in all the digitization, it is important, and this distinguishes us from agencies as well, that we closely work with our customers together, because at any point, our customers can take over the process and can take over the project, because we completely work really transparent, and they can take over also the freelancers at one point if the freelancers would like to work for the company.
Okay, great job. Control. Well done. Better get that chair off before I slip on it. Platform. Yeah, investors love the word platform. I think it's because if you get the platform right, it's just like a money machine. You're just making it rain. So well done there. Okay, we've got 2 startups left to pitch here for the semi-final, quarterfinals, sorry, for pitch here at Web Summit. Please welcome to stage Maurizio from Lightbringer Tech.
Hi, I'm Maurizio Corazzini, the CEO of Lightbringer Tech, and I'm here to introduce Guardian Angel, a unique end-to-end personal protection system. We all know people such as Jane, who is having an heart attack, Sarah, who is walking back home late at night, or Mark, unconscious after a crash. All their personal safety is at risk. Imagine if we could have a system that automatically can save them. Guardian Angel is saving life with no action required by the user, and is made up of 4 elements: the wearable, the app, the artificial intelligence that is the core of our patented system, and the rescue services. Guardian Angels monitors our biometrics and geolocation 24/7. In case of a real medical emergency, the AI automatically alerts the operations center, where operators and doctors can immediately deploy rescue services wherever the user is in the world. The AI is powerful, secure, and scalable. The device battery lasts for 5 days. The service is global and multilingual, and a travel protection service is included. The app connects immediately to the device and starts detecting every single heartbeat, skin temperature, movement, oxygen in blood, and average HR that, if inconstant, the artificial intelligence can predict as an early signs of stroke or heart attack. We have a scientific approach. Lightbringer collaborates with Neuroscience Department of Western University in Canada and Val d'Or Hospital in Belgium. So from fit and strong to most vulnerable people, Guardian Angel can save and can protect everyone. The estimated market is for $39 billion by 2022. We cover already 15 countries with a B2B and licensing mode, and also B2B2C, based on renewable annual subscription. We bootstrapped the company with 450K so far, 500K of their revenue this year expected. We signed contract for 37,000 devices per year in the next 5 years. And we expect $9.5 million next year already. We are now in round A. The investment we're looking for is up to $5 million for a forecast growth of 150% per year, and an estimated revenue of $1.5 billion by 2024. We have a large pipeline of products so far, and including an all-in-one multiple disease that will be ready by 2020. We are a successful and passionate team of engineers and managers, 15 people, with one vision: to become the global standard for personal healthcare and safety and prevention and rescue in the world, possibly. Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
Judges, do we have some questions for Lightbringer?
Could you explain to me further about your licensing model?
Yeah, because the system is composed of many elements, as I say, we can propose to the end user the full package. But some companies, for example, they have their own control room control operating room, like company doing monitoring, home monitoring or things like that. So they want to have just a part of our package. And so we can, for example, let them use the software and the wearable, and then they use their own. So they use our license, basically, in this sense.
But when you offer the full package or the full package of services, you have agreements or with a lot of service providers in the area where you're offering the service?
No. We have an agreement with a big company that is providing us the service of operation center. They are deployed everywhere in the world. So basically, a customer, when we activate a new country, like we have a distributor in France, for example, the customer start buying from them, and we open, let's say, we activate the service in this country. When the customer is traveling, for example, in America or in whatever other place, this control room is able to call the police wherever he is and alert the services, the rescue services, wherever it is in the world. Because we know, we geolocate the person, so we know exactly where it is. We can call them, try to call them. If they are unconscious, they can't answer the call, we send the police. We call the police locally, just around them, and they can provide ambulance and other services altogether. So it's already working worldwide. And we are connected with this company that is able to provide us service wherever. Did I answer?
Who covers the cost of the roaming data? I'm assuming that those devices connect over...
Okay. Of course, the customer uses his own telephone for the moment, the app on the phone, and is connected to the network. The quantity of data is really small. It's few kilobits per minute. So it's really per second, if you want. So it's really very slow. Very low, and it doesn't impact at all on the contract of the customer. Of course, the system works only if you are connected. But there is a part of artificial intelligence in the software on the phone. So if I am in a place where I'm not connected outside, but it can still give me some, let's say, alarm locally, and maybe, let's say, give me a wake-up call, say, oh, you are in trouble, go out, look for help. Okay? So there's a part of artificial intelligence on the software, on the phone.
Okay, great job, Lightbringer. Well done. Okay, and our last startup to pitch this session for the quarterfinals is Tony from Uizard Technologies. Good luck.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tony, co-founder and CEO of Uizard. And I'm here today because building websites sucks. It really sucks. People tend to think it's linear. You get an idea, you design it, you code it, there you go, you can ship your product. Turns out things are much more complicated. It's a messy, iterative process. It's slow, it's expensive, it's time-consuming. Everybody hates it. I mean, we're in 2018. We have self-driving cars hitting the roads. We have self-landing rocket ship. And we're still building websites the same way since the 90s. There got to be a better way. We're leveraging artificial intelligence and computer vision to turn wireframes into working code automatically. Let me show you how it looks. Imagine a world where you can simply snap a picture of your wireframe directly in the meeting room with your team or your customer. And after a couple of seconds, you have a running prototype. This is live recorded from our private beta. Every single day, thousands of new websites and apps are being uploaded online. The web design and web development market in the US alone is estimated to be worth $34 billion. It's massive. Very simple business model, SaaS software hosted in the cloud and customer paying based on feature and volume. As of today, we have more than 9,500 users signed up to the waiting list of the beta, including 25 of the Fortune 500 companies. You might actually know of a company, back in April 2017, last year, we worked on an academic research project that was called Pix2Code. It was purely academic. We put it online, and we got a tremendous amount of interest. As a matter of fact, our product our project was actually more trendy than Google TensorFlow in June last year, which is actually funny because Google TensorFlow is what we use to build our own tech. Tremendous amount of interest. We are supported by great investors from across the world, specialized in visual tech. And our team is deeply technical. We're based in Copenhagen, Denmark. 4 co-founders, 6 different nationalities. And we have 5 engineers, postgraduates from the best university in the world. I'm Tony, co-founder of Uizard, and we are building the world's first AI to turn wireframe into working code. Thank you very much.
Great job, Tony. Judges, have we got some questions?
Thanks, Tony. Do you mind going back to your pricing business model slide? And really my question is around what your long-term value prop is for your customers. So once I've built my website, why do I remain a customer?
So the thing is, if you have a web agency, freelancers, or even a company, you will probably refresh websites on a regular basis. You will build new pages. You will include new features. So on a regular basis, you will have to use the product in order to really speed up your process.
So you're really targeting sort of agencies that are doing this for other companies?
Well, the first obvious target market is agencies and freelancers. But what we find out is that every single company in the world right now has a website and an app. So technically, we could target any single company in the world. The first target is obviously agencies, because they are the ones living off this.
And are you working with any agencies today?
Yes, so we are in private beta. We have already onboarded 2,000 customers, which are agencies, freelancers, and we haven't onboarded yet the enterprise.
Is anyone offering something similar on the market, or what's your competition, let's say?
So there is a lot of different editors that claim to really speed up the workflow. But what they really are, at the end of the day, is yet another software tool that people need to learn how to use. No one wants to change their tool every 6 months. So we took a different perspective. Instead of proposing a new editor, we took a step back and we teach an AI to understand user interfaces the same way people do. Because then it's automatic. You don't need to relearn how to use something. And we take images as input, which means that we are compatible with any design editor in the market, because you can produce images with anything. If your designer wants to use Microsoft Paint because he's really a hipster, then it will work.
Any more questions, judges? Did you say you got how many co-founders?
4.
Really? Wow, you're crazy. That's crazy stuff. Okay, please put your hands together for Tony. Okay, judges, I'll get you to submit your last scores. That concludes the semi-final round. In about 2 minutes, we're going to announce the finalists that go through. Now, 4 of these 10 startups are going to go through and pitch on the main stage in Altus Arena tomorrow. Altus Arena, it's like, do you know what they had there in May this year? Eurovision. So you're going to pitch on the same stage that had Eurovision. I think that's cool. I don't know if you think that's cool, but I think that's pretty good. Now, judges, you get to see a lot of pitches. Nicola, when you see pitches, what is one thing that you really like to hear that's communicated in a couple of minutes? Like, you've only got 3 minutes to bare your soul and show your company. What's one thing you really like to see in a pitch?
You're right. It's really tough to do in 3 minutes, and everybody did really well. So just it's not an easy thing to do, to stand up in front of an audience and a bunch of investors. Really, for me, I think some people don't assume that you come from a place of zero knowledge, and as investors, I mean, you're going to have a mixed audience of people who kind of know your space or who don't. So I just want to not find myself a minute and a half in still trying to figure out what you really do and what problem you're solving. So just nail that up front. Here's the problem, here's who has the problem, and here's who I'm solving it for.
Yeah, that's great advice. I actually judged the pitch comp last year, and there was a startup that spent 3 minutes explaining the problem, and I just, at the end, I had to say, oh, sorry, what do you do? Like, I just didn't know. Bakisa, you see lots of pitches. What's one thing you really want to hear? Is it the team? Is it, the financials?
Like the passion. I like the passion of the individuals, but not when they become so hung to their idea that they become defensive and responding to judges. Because at the end of the day, we're here to explore and see the team that is behind this idea that is about to disrupt an industry or disrupt or come up with a new technology or a new way of doing business or solving a problem, which they have to have that kind of passion and drive and the right sort of person on board to reflect that on stage in such a short time.
Okay, awesome. Duarte, when you're judging a pitch, when you're trying to be, very critical in just a few minutes, what do you like to see and hear in a 3-minute pitch?
I would have to insist on the idea that the rationale of the venture is the first thing, and that sometimes doesn't happen, and it's really disturbing. Obviously, the team and another important thing for me is the plan. How do you plan to make the enterprise succeed? What's the timing? Where are your goals? And I would say that's it.
Yeah, look, it's super hard. I judge a lot of pitch competitions, and sometimes I sneak and have a look at what my fellow judges have scored them, and I'm like, really? We were watching the same thing? Like, I thought that was great, but yeah, it's really, really hard. I mean, I was living in San Francisco when some guys that had a music streaming service called Odeo decided they were going to pivot out of that and launch this micro-blogging thing. And I was like, that's a shit idea. No one wants to micro-blog. But, well done, Twitter. They did all right. I think they, maybe they wish they went back to streaming. I don't know. I was playing golf in America recently, and I sunk this putt, and I went up for the high five, and they were all like knuckles. And I was like, why? Apparently in America. So I want to bring back the high five. Let's bring back the founders to stage. Well done, everybody. Okay. High five it. High five it up. Here we go. 5. Yeah, we go. Hey, there's a lot of people here. Well done. Yeah, have I missed anyone? Okay, Michael, go around. Yeah, hey. Well done. Awesome job, Tony. Do we have the results in? Maybe not quite yet. It looks like we do. Okay, and the winner of Eurovision okay. I'm going to announce these finalists one by one. So there's 4, and all 4 are going through to pitch on the main stage. So the winners are Bouquet, SnapCall, CodeControl, and my personal pick, even though I had nothing to do with it, Uizard Technologies. Okay, great job, guys. I don't want anyone going out tonight. You guys can go out, but anyone that's got through, early to bed, pitch it up. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for coming here.